Alright, how's everybody doing here? Let me get this camera set up a little bit better. There we go. Alright. Just want to take a few minutes to reflect back on 3 years of doing YouTube videos. And I want to kind of get this set up here. Hang on. Alright, so I got this fired up here so I can watch what's going on over here for people who want to comment. I've got one person watching. How you doing there, Curious? Thanks for stopping in on a hot Saturday Father's Day weekend. Oh man, toasty warm out there. It is about 94 and hazy in central Oklahoma, and got everything running here and quite comfortable inside, I can tell you that. Got a full charge on the system too, so I just wanted to just pop in. A few folks have been asking about, hey Chris, when are you going to do live again? Well, you got me. So let's take a look at my very first video here. I don't know how you guys can see this. You can see this on my channel. How you doing, Skokie? What I'm doing here is showing you exactly 3 years ago, June 17th, 2014. In this video here, I'm trying to make a YouTube video of my solar stuff here in the garage. And I'll kind of pause it here, a couple of landmarks, but check that out. I had Walmart batteries in here, 12-volt system. I don't know, EP Ever or Renogy solar charge controller here. Some switches, a fuse down here, and the whole goal was to make a pot of coffee. And this modified sine wave didn't do very good. How you doing, Mr. Ivan? I can see you guys commenting here because I'm kind of standing behind the or sitting behind or laying down kind of behind the camera right here. So I got the camera pointed towards the laptop here. Let me tell you just a quick little synopsis of why I started getting into solar. After the 2013 tornado here in town, basically took out about a third of the town, about $1 billion in damage. And I had my old blue truck here, and an old, you probably heard this story, so I'll summarize. I just basically had a little inverter hooked up to the truck running this refrigerator and a different TV here because we didn't have any power. So, long story short, had to turn the truck on and off quite a bit, and I said, hey man, there's got to be a better way to do emergency backup power source. So I started watching some YouTube videos, and this was in 2013. I had made a couple small little solar generators practice on. I kind of did my whole solar thing for the past 3 years, kind of back-asswards. I went big, and so I made a couple small little do-it-yourself solar generators. Bought one solar panel. Say, hey, this is pretty cool, 100-watter. Then about a second 100 watts. Say, oh, okay, this is even better. I can get more power out of 2 solar panels. And then and just kind of built up from there. And this is about I don't know, probably about 4 or 5 months into it. This was in June. This is when I started kind of getting a little bit more into it. So let's try it out and see what I can do here. Going forward here. Here's my fridge, battery banks, power inverter. Let me pause here. Curious says, Hurricane Charlie got me started. I was without power for 2 weeks. Oh, heck yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, I went from Hurricane Alley in Florida to Tornado Alley here in Oklahoma. So glutton for all kinds of punishment, I guess. We're just reminiscing here on this live YouTube video. This is a video 3 years ago for those who are just popping in. It's kind of showing some of the old stuff that I had. and we'll go through some other videos here. In fact, I think we'll do that right now. Let's go back. Okay, here's one from, let's check the date on this Midnight Solar Kid video here. This is from August 23. So from June to August, I didn't make many videos. Still kind of fresh and new to doing videos, or new to it all. Look at there. Let's go back to the front here. Yeah, it looks like I took down that one and got this Midnight Solar Kid, which isn't a bad unit, but I sure like the classics better than these. Pretty cool. Alright, what happened to my connection? How's the audio sound on you guys? For you guys? Okay, 6 more Renogy panels here. Yeah, the classics are doing really well. Okay, here's when I had that tree in the back corner. Thanks, Skokie. And I had 6 panels on the pergola, and I took that whole thing down. This was, what date is this one? August 24th. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I gave all those Z brackets to a friend up in Oregon. This was August 2014 video. Look at that. Just kind of going down memory lane here. I'll fast forward through some of this stuff here. Let me get out of this one. How about that? This video here is this Whistler. I got that hidden. It's kind of crappy. Trying to look through some of these videos. There's me talking. But you can go to my channel and check out some of this stuff here. Some snow. Trying to figure out some of the hot spots here. Some really good stuff. Okay, this is a good reference talking point here. And all this is, guys, I'm just kind of taking you through 3 years of making videos. I've got about 550 videos, I guess, out there. And just kind of showing you a little timeline and stuff. This was March 11th of 2015 is when I got the Outback Power VFX 3524. Looks like I got a classic in there too, but I still hadn't changed out the batteries. And that's one thing about solar, is that you just, if you've got a big wad of money and you can drop and you know exactly what you're doing, it's probably a good idea. Get with some experts, professionals, installers, guys who've been around the block a few times with solar, can do a site survey, solar panel, check things out for your area, shading and all that. It may sound like a lot of money, but in the long run it'll probably save you a ton of money from doing it the way I did it over 3 years. Is that I've made mistakes, especially with cabling and equipment, and spent a lot of money. I sold off a lot of stuff too, don't get me wrong, but literally thousands of dollars learning this. I wouldn't say the hard way, I would say the, creative way, I guess. So in the batteries, I didn't get a lot of money for turning in these old Walmart. Well, those are actually pretty good batteries. I want to see where I got the batteries. I start putting Trojans in here. I still have them there. This is a great video here. Tornadoes suck. This season, for those of you in this area, has been dry and hot. And we haven't had much weather at all. But as you can see, years past, some hot girls there. Just looking through some of these videos here. Flooding. If you got any questions, I can kind of kill two birds with one stone here. So ask away. Ask away. Even YouTube questions. And I'll try to answer the best that I can. And you get better at making YouTube videos. I look back at some of these videos I did and I'm kind of like, yeah, pretty bad. I mean, not horrible, but I think my editing skills have gotten much better. And I just use Movie Maker. Haven't gotten into the fancier stuff yet, so just trying to master Movie Maker. Where are my battery ones with the Trojans? I think I did that right after I refixed all my there we go, initial checkout. Yeah, this. Let's check this out. Alright, this was September 15th, 2015. Got some batteries, Trojans. Started getting Trojans in here, started building it up. So, well, almost 2 years ago. They still work absolutely great. Absolutely great. All right. I'm actually watching, kind of doing two things at once. Let me turn the volume down here. Okay, Curious asks, I want to upgrade to the Outback 3524. Any thoughts? I've had zero problems with my Outback Power VFX 3524. And I can tell you, the day that I remounted it, but essentially the day that I put it up, turned it on, learned it, it has been awesome. Flawless. Never hiccup, farted, or burped. And the good thing is I've run that thing up to over 4,000 watts output, you know, with all kinds of stuff running. Even though it's a 3,500 watt inverter, it's got some frickin' nuts to it, if you know what I mean. For a 35, very, very conservatively rated, and no problem. Great company too. So it really depends on how deep your pockets are, because Outback Power is expensive equipment. However, you get what you pay for. So my recommendation, if you've got the Flex Max solar charge controllers, Outback Power Flex Maxes, go with the Outback Power VFX 35 inverter charger too, and then get the hub, and you'd be very, very happy. Very, very, very good equipment. Yeah, I see that you got the FM80. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, you know, I probably should have done the Outback Power straight up with all my equipment. No disrespect toward Midnight. But I've had, how many, 1, 2, 3 failures on either the Kid or the Classics. They're very good at turning them around or honoring warranty, but probably should have gone straight up with Outback Power equipment. FM80 is a great solar charge controller. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, let's see. Let's take a look at the weather. See if there's anything going on. Let's look at the nation here. Looks like there's some rain around here in Michigan. Look at that. Yikes. Still hot as piss down here, I'm sure, too. We're going to be having a little bit of a cool down that's going to heat back up here in Oklahoma. Let's take a look here. Oklahoma City is about 94 with a heat index of 105 right now. You can see right here. That is nuts. Yeah, I hear you on that. Skoki's talking about his equipment being up for 5 years. And, you know, your money talks, you know, and the good stuff, the word gets around. And for those of us who've been doing solar for, well, now me for over 3 years, and several others who've been around for even longer, you know, when we start talking either on YouTube or our respective Facebook pages or Twitter tweet, whatever that stuff is, you know, I think word of mouth is stronger than advertising. It's probably the best advertising, because essentially video here doesn't lie and anything goes. And I'm just sitting here just chewing the fat with you guys, just farting around here on a Saturday. So it's almost 6 o'clock here and I'm getting hungry. I'm probably starting to kind of cool down a little bit too. Let me show you what I did. I'm going to pan the camera toward the in the living room here. I'm going to show you what I put up today. Go real slow. I just ordered these online. These are honey oak blinds, and I just put these up this morning. I have to do a little shading on the side here to get that to fit, but man, I tell you, these went up really well. And boy, I tell you, the company is really good, and it's an online company through Amazon. And since I put these up, I think I'm going to order the same color and put them up over here. But I absolutely suck at home decoration. I try really hard, but I don't know how to do window treatments and all that shit. That's not to be, you know, grumpy old man or whatever, but women have better talent than I do. My sister is awesome at doing stuff like this. So this house definitely needs a woman's touch. Really like these. Really holding the light back too, because that's facing west and that sun is just pushing down on there. Hey Curious, thanks for stopping in. I'm just essentially just chit-chatting here and taking some time to thank people for hanging out with me for 3 years, and you know, just kind of spreading the word with solar do-it-yourself projects. So take care. I'm surprised I got a few people watching. Yeah, Mr. Williams is saying, yeah, me too, can't decorate. I think it's a guy thing for the most part, unless, you know, you're into it. Hi Amber, how are you? How's it going down south there? It's hot here in the metro. Hi Peter, how are you? Yeah, I've been on here for about, I don't know, 15, 18 minutes or so is what the camera says. What I'm doing on this video, for those who are just popping in here, is I've been on YouTube for 3 years, so this is kind of a tribute, thank you, have fun, going through some old videos and just thanking people. So what we've been doing here is kind of taking the computer here and kind of popping through some old videos. Just look here, as I take some folks, like right here. This is my very first YouTube video. Hey Partisan. My very first YouTube video with my older truck. It was a good truck, but it was a 2011 Silverado, and I got right after my divorce, and the judge gave me the house and no alimony and all the debt. And she got off pretty much clean slate. So I had 2 cars. I sold this Silverado and my other car, and got the truck that I have now, and I got a better interest rate, I got lower payments, and more gooder truck. Let's put it that way. I got more stuff on the truck. It's got just about every option on there. Kind of a I don't know how you describe it. After divorce, I don't know how to make you feel good, pick you up a little bit, give you something to concentrate on instead of being, in the dumps. But I think she traded me in for a younger version or some shit. Wasn't too happy about that. But anyway, 3 years on YouTube, and I can see there I added the storm door there too. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Check. We went through this before a little bit. Let me go down here. Yeah. Look at those fuses. Oops. No. WTF ever. Hey, Bizza. Thank you for chiming in here, man. Yep, 3 years. And doing all right. Hey, thanks. Yeah, that CP, I still use that thing every day. See, it's about 94 up here in Oklahoma land. And just kind of hanging out inside here. And got the air conditioners on solar power here. Chilling out. And probably going to get cleaned up and go get a Applebee's or Ruby Tuesdays or something, and then stop at the store and get some shit for the cats and me, and hang out with some neighbors later on tonight. Gotta go fix a gate tomorrow morning. The guy who, here, let me show you real quick. This is my recent video I just put up about an hour ago. This is this do-it-yourself well, I'm not showing my face here, Amber. I need to go take I need to put a razor to my face. Yeah, see this video right here? My friend Ken gave me these, these decorative ornamental pavers. So I made a little cascada, little waterfall deal. And so I said, well, I'll fix your gate for you. So tomorrow I'm going to go and, for exchange for these deals, I'm going to go and fix his gate. I got some screws and hardware for fixing these gates and stuff. But yeah, check that out. This thing turned out really good. I don't know if you can hear it. Let me turn it up a little bit. Ornamental pavers. So I made a little trick. Waterfall. Hey, thanks, Bizza. Yeah, it turned out pretty good. It's my 10-year-old fat black cat. He is very how would you describe him? The most loving, softest, sweetest animal. If he knows you. If he doesn't know you, he'll rip your face off. Kind of like diving into a swimming pool full of razor blades. He's terrible with small kids. He's terrible with other cats. He absolutely hates dogs. We had a cat in the backyard, and I let him out, and it was just a black streak towards this cat. The cat was jumping up on the fence. He jumps up, grabs that cat, rips it down, literally drags it into a fighting area. And this cat didn't know what was coming to him. He's about 20 pounds too, and just, oh man, just very temperamental. I don't know, maybe it's just a cat thing, I don't know, but one good animal, good friend. He's been to Idaho and back, he and his sister. Thank you. Poor kitty cat. No, I wouldn't call him poor. He's spoiled there, Amber. Yeah, he's definitely protecting his area. Because I can see your comments right over here. and because I got this thing going on live and be able to see what's going on here as a video. Hopefully it clears up here. I got a full signal, but my internet is kind of choppy. It's kind of crappy here for the past week. It gets hot, and I don't know what's going on. Maybe the cable amplifier deals they have, I don't know, get overheated or something. It's kind of goofy. But I'm gonna do about another 5 more minutes of this live feed, and then I've got to go take a shower and put a razor to my face and get out of this house and do some stuff. Oh, that was another thing. I talk a lot about moving and stuff, and I know this is personal information, and I don't really get into talking too much about moving and stuff. But this house isn't a home. This house is more like a work center for me, a place to create, build, do solar, do the cats, take care of the cats, and just be OCD in my own little existence here in suburbia. It's not where I want to be in the world. I lived in Europe for about 5 years with the military, and got a taste for some really good living, good food, good scenery, a different type of people. I wouldn't say better people, but I say a different type of people, especially the Italians. The Germans were essentially a lot like the Americans, but we have more guns. But everything, I'll tell you one thing, in Germany, everything is better in Germany. When I was there in the early 90s, it was just, and I was in my hairy-chested freaking young 20s, drinking and carousing and bar hopping and all kinds of other things. And didn't get in much trouble, but we sure as hell had a lot of fun. So what I'm getting at is that this is... I would love to move to Germany, but paying for it on my income, that's not going to happen. Retired E7 on disability is not going to cut it in Germany. I'd have to get a job to support that. Now, here in Oklahoma, the cost of living is pretty good. So for a guy like me, I can handle, living... and it's not bad here. Don't get me wrong. Central Oklahoma Metro, suburbia, is very convenient. But man, I'll tell you, I wish I lived out in the country, had a couple more acres. And that gets back to what Skokie asked there. Hey, Chris, do you have any other solar plans? Yeah, taking them down. taking the whole system and boxing it up and moving would probably be my next excuse me, next plan of attack. Because I really like how they're working right now. I mean, I'm getting in the low 20 kilowatt hour harvests. It's freaking awesome. But I'm just not happy overall living in these ticky-tacky side-by-side houses. I mean, you go in your backyard, you want to, whip it out and take a piss in your backyard. You got to, make sure nobody's watching. Amber says, I live in the woods and the mountain foothills. It's perfect and quiet. I hear you. I want to take a trip down to Idabel, Broken Bow this year. I keep saying I want to do that. Yeah, Biz is asking, would you stay in Oklahoma rural? Sure. Oklahoma's not a bad state. It's just if you take Oklahoma City and go north-south and just draw a line. Here, let me show you on the map here. Okay. Give me a second here. Okay, here's Oklahoma, all right? Look how green it is over here, and look how high-steppy plains it is over here. So if you take a line, draw straight through Oklahoma right here, this part of the state is hot, dry, and the elevation goes up. And it is basically high-step desert plains type thing, windy. Now you go on this side of Oklahoma, especially up here near Tahlequah, and then down here in Idabel and Broken Bow, McAllister, right down here. This is stupid frickin' beautiful down here. And I say that right. And so I've been up here, up to Branson and up here. It's beautiful as Arkansas. Anybody who badmouths Arkansas either hasn't been there or they had a bad experience. But Arkansas is one beautiful state, especially up in the north here, and then down here, Hot Springs, this area down here. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. A lot of hillbillies, I'll grant you, but you can find some really, really nice places. And it's kind of similar here in Oklahoma. Same terrain down here. I wouldn't say mountainous, but very, very hilly down here. So, and I'm like right up in here, which is right on the borderline. Yeah, we got green and trees and all this, but I tell you, it's not as natural and beautiful as it is down here. I'm definitely going to stay south once I put on my big boy pants and sell this place and get moving on to bigger, better pastures and more solar stuff. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. It is time for me to go. I want to thank everybody for checking here. Amber says farthest west we've been was Mississippi. I would like to go further west. It's beautiful. I lived up in Idaho. Northern Idaho is gorgeous. The rest of Idaho, where I was at, like Boise to the southwest, I guess, it's just bleh. So, but there's some really pretty areas up there. But it's too far north for me in the winters, a little bit too brutal. So I'm kind of a displanted southerner, redneck, southern boy, spoiled in the winter time. I don't like the cold at all. Not enough sun, grumpy people. So, all right, guys, let me do something for you real quick here. And it's not going to be pretty, but I'll do it anyway. So, all right. I just want to say thanks again, and for the past 3 years of doing videos and staying with me on this channel. And have a great weekend. And for all the fathers out there, have a really good Father's Day. And for all the women out there, take care of your guy tomorrow, okay? All right, we'll see ya.